Hello, Michael.
Yes, Marley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do my podcast, Purpose is for All. I really appreciate it.
For sure. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. So, Michael, do you mind kind of introducing yourself briefly to the podcast listeners?
Sure. So my name is Michael Marra. I am 26 years old from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I graduated from the University of Dayton in Ohio. I studied civil engineering, and I did that for probably about 6 months, and then I realized this probably isn't for me. It doesn't, necessarily serve me. I wasn't too excited about it, and I really got into investing. I was investing in some stocks and things like that in college, and then I really got into real estate and entrepreneurship in general. Got the chance to connect with several mentors, which I learned a lot from. One, I actually, he was a real estate mentor. I actually moved down to Miami 2 years ago and started a real estate company with him and everything. Then while I was down there, that was while we were starting the company. We went through probably, the hardest time of my life. It was pretty rough. Just nothing worked at all for like 9 months. And then when things started to get better, we started closing deals. We were bringing on investors. I still didn't really feel, fulfilled, or I just didn't feel like myself. So I started really, understanding who I actually was and what I actually really wanted to do. So before I got into real estate and stuff, and right when I was starting becoming an entrepreneur, it was really hard for me to find other entrepreneurs to connect with, because none of my friends are entrepreneurs. No one in my family is really an entrepreneur. So I started this group, which is now my company that I officially started, but I started this group like 2 years ago, and I just wanted to make a little like networking group of entrepreneurs, and we just collaborate and talk about our companies and everything. But so I went back to that after when I was down in Miami. I got thinking again and what would really serve me, and what is my passions and purpose and all of that. And I just started asking myself those questions. So I decided to move back home and start this company back up in April, and things have been amazing. And I'm doing things that I didn't originally think of, and my vision is huge now, and I already have amazing people already in the community like yourself. And yeah, it's amazing. I'm sorry if that was a little long, but
No, that's okay. No worries. I love it. I love everything about it, and I love the community that you've created. It is like the Millennial Entrepreneur Group kind of community, and I didn't really know either that there was something like that. And ever since I've like joined it, again, like this podcast has kind of like grown like awesomely. Like everything is just a lot better. So thank you for starting it. It's amazing, and I love your vision for it.
Yeah, no, it's great. That's exactly what it's there for. It's to connect and help entrepreneurs like yourself. I mean, podcasting it's a great way to, get out there, and especially if you enjoy interviewing and just talking to, other great people, it's great. And I'm sure you've I mean, I know there's been a few people that you've already interviewed from the community, and I'm sure there's been people that new listeners from there, which is awesome too.
It's super fun. I'm excited. Well, as you know, the podcast is called Purpose is for All. So the main goal is for me to ask you 5 questions about your purpose. So, people listening, they identify with you and your story, they can see what they need to do in order to find their purpose as well. So are you ready for the questions?
Let's do it.
All right. So I know you probably briefly touched on this earlier, but what do you feel is your purpose in life at this time?
Yeah, it's really helping new entrepreneurs connect and learn. That is pretty much what drives me. That's what my platform is all about. That's our main focus at my company, is to take someone who's interested in entrepreneurship and give them the community that they need to connect with other entrepreneurs and find mentors very easily, and then also give them the education that they need to actually start a company and everything. So that's the main purpose right now for me. Yeah, that's what I'm focused on every day.
Perfect. And I think you kind of answered this question as well. Like, how are you fulfilling that purpose, like with your group and educating people?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, building the platform, getting the community, just growing it, and really communicating with entrepreneurs every day, whether it be social media or email or in person. I'm trying to, just connect with as many, new and young entrepreneurs as possible. It's really, our social media platform should be done soon, so that's going to be really cool. And then, so that's going to be like the new community, the new Facebook group, if you will. There still will be a Facebook group, but that will be more of a mastermind, and then the social media platform will be kind of where everyone can connect and collaborate. But yeah, that's exciting. It's every day building these platforms out, and just figuring out new ways for people to connect with each other easier, and to find mentors and co-founders and all these things that, I struggled with as a, new and young entrepreneur. I'm trying to build a platform for that.
That is awesome. Thank you for doing it. I will say, because I identify with you. Like, if you don't have a lot of family that aren't entrepreneurs and haven't done this before, it is really hard to, step out and do it. And so it's great to have that community. Yeah,
because back in even now, most entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs because their parents or someone had an influence on their life. They're not entrepreneurs because, there are some, but it's definitely rare, because it's just hard for people to step outside of their comfort zone with family and friends and all of that, and all of that influence on them. It's tough to make the leap, and if you don't have that, the family to say, do it, whatever, it can be tough. So, it's
definitely
making it as easy as possible for people to make that initial leap into entrepreneurship.
Definitely. I love it. So the next question, like my form of life coaching is definitely Christian based. So I always like to ask people this question on my podcast because I want to make it easier and not so like weird to talk about, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. So my question is, where did, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, like kind of fit into you finding your purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, Christian, Catholic, and my family's very, religious. Went to church every Sunday. My grandma goes to church like every day. So, that was always a big influence in my life, and just, being connected to that. I'm not now. I don't go to church as often, but I would say I'm even more connected to my like spirituality than I ever was before, just from learning and practicing meditation and understanding, like really just looking into your life and figuring out your true self, like your child state and what you're curious about, and just pursuing that curiosity and what really drives you and what challenges you. You can get really connected with your spirit, and it's about, trusting, always seeing the hope in every situation, always seeing, the silver lining, because, the world is always communicating with us. You just, sometimes it might seem bad, but it's, you don't know the real reason why that's happened yet, maybe. But there is, it's happening for you, even though it might seem like it's against you at this moment in time. But that thing that happened, that bad thing, that tragic event or whatever that happened, it might be there to push you into your true self or to find your purpose in another way. A lot of people, when they go through bad relationships and things like that too, it's like, okay, you just went through, a bad breakup or whatever, but look at now the opportunity that gives you to find somebody better or different, or focus on yourself. So there's always opportunity that is out there every day, and I've learned a lot about, or I've gotten really interested in that whole, spiritual connection and, mind, body, and all of that. And it's definitely helped me a lot too with, my purpose and all of that.
Yeah, completely understand what you're saying. It's kind of, just kind of having faith in the long run. Like even if something bad happens, you look at the hope of it, because it should work out if you have faith.
Yes.
No matter what, because bad things are going to happen, but that doesn't mean you have to let it hold you down. So, thank you for that.
Exactly. Yes.
So, the next question: the main question is, what did it take for you to find that purpose? I know you briefly touched on that earlier, but was there like one defining moment that like kind of made you like it clicked, where you're like, I really can't do this anymore. I need to go in a different direction?
I was working probably 15 to 17 hours every day. Not really probably eating like one meal a day, just working so hard and seeing no results day after day. And then it was, like literally dead broke. Like my account would go negative almost every week.
Oh my goodness.
So it was like, yeah, it was, I mean, it was pretty much as low as you could possibly get. But the thing that clicked for me and what made me realize it is when that rough patch cleared, things were getting better, and we were doing well, but I still didn't feel like this was right. So I was like, okay, things are getting better, but something's just not right. This is definitely not where I need to be. And when you're working in someone else's company, it's kind of hard for you to do the things that you want to do, or you kind of feel held back. And like for me, there was just other things that I really wanted to work on. So it's tough. And now it's just all, what's so funny is one of my newer mentors that I got connected with, he's all about, finding your true self, and like it's about you. You know what I mean? And it might sound selfish in a way, but I mean, you're the person that you need to look out for first, because you need to be happy and fulfilled, and you need to be aligned with yourself before you worry about anything. And before, I was calling my group MEG, Millennial Entrepreneur Group, and then I realized that I could kind of brand it like Me Group. And
oh my gosh.
So it has like my company, the name of it has multiple layers to it, because it means a lot for me, like myself, but it also stands for Millennial Entrepreneurs, which I think are the people that are literally going to change the world. And but then it's for everyone else, so it's for them. And it is, when they say I'm a part of Me Group, it's like I'm a part of that. You know what I mean? Like I am me. Do you know what I mean? And it's finding your true self. So it's cool. And when that kind of clicked, I was just like, wow, like I got to get back to this. And as soon as I started, like things just started, going and going, and I started thinking of new things. And every day whenever I'm reaching out to people on social media or whatever, there's people messaging me every day like, thank you, this is awesome. Like, how do I join? Where do I join? How can I sign up? And then seeing that every day is amazing. And I mean, there's already almost 700 people that have joined the community, and I pretty much started in July, so it's like 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
700 people. So
that is crazy.
And that's just organically, and I haven't run any ads or anything yet, and that's going to start soon. So it's going to, and then once we also launch a social media platform, it should get pretty crazy. But it's whenever you see these things happening every day, and there's people messaging you and saying, thank you, and this is awesome what you're doing. I mean, how can you not have motivation to keep building it?
Yeah. It's like validation that it's like what you should be doing, because it's becoming easier for you. The ideas are just flowing and everything, and that is.
I mean, that's ideally how it should be. Whenever you have like restrictions or friction, that it's like telling you something. I mean, I'm sure this has happened with you too, and maybe like with your podcast. It's like it kind of seems like everything is just flowing really easy right now. Like not easy, but like it's just like this is awesome. Like everything's happening, so effortlessly. And that's how it should be. That means that you're on the right, path, and things are, how they should be, and you're aligned. And I mean, most of the time it's it should be, and this is something that I try to get in as much as possible, is like flow. And when you're in flow, like your things are just moving so just effortlessly. Time flies. It's like, you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, that good things like are supposed to happen pretty quickly or effortlessly. I mean, yes, they take time to develop over years and years, like for massive success and all that, but it's not supposed to be where you're, hitting your head against the wall. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be flowing really nice. You have your challenges and your setbacks here and there, and I've had plenty over the last 2 months. I had to change over my entire website to a new site and server, and my email got shut down, and Google wasn't letting me send emails anymore, and it was like I've gone through a lot of stuff, and I thought the social media platform was going to be up last month, and my developer, he's just been, he's had things that have come up, so there's things that have happened, but all of those things that I thought were like setbacks or whatever, they're actually great that they happened, because now things are even better for me to launch. So it's weird. Like I said, at that moment, it seems like this sucks that this happened, but you don't realize the true benefit of it.
Yeah, 100% agree. Like that, all I can say is that's awesome and amazing that you're realizing that, and it's, it's happening. Which can't really explain. Like, I agree with you wholeheartedly, because it is just when it's easier, or like you said, it just kind of flows. You just know you're in the right space, and you just keep on going. And I really liked what you said earlier about what one of your mentors said about focusing on yourself and finding, in the me group, because a few weeks ago, like at church, one of my pastors was doing a sermon on kind of like, the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. And, that's in the Bible as well, like, love others as yourself. And it's like, but if you don't love yourself, you're never going to love other people, because how can you treat people, that way? And so it's like we have to find a way to love ourselves so we know how to treat other people. And that's probably why the world is crazy now, because nobody really loves what they're doing, who they are, and so they just treat people horribly and stuff. So it's really important.
Yeah, I strongly believe that pretty much all the problems in the world are because not many people have self-love. And if everyone loves themselves, then everyone will love everyone else, because they'll have no reason to judge anybody. So you can't. One of the things that my mentor said too is, he's like, you cannot love yourself and judge yourself at the same time.
That is so true.
If you're constantly, and this is one thing that I have in the PDF, the free PDF that I'm giving away, it's like, if you constantly compare yourself to other people or other companies, you compare your company to other companies, you're never going to be happy. You can't sit here and be like, oh, I want like Jay-Z's life or Kanye West's life or Michael Jordan's life. You can't. If you do that, even if you get their life or something like their life, you aren't going to be satisfied, because that's not you. That's not what you want. That's that's their life. Focus on yourself and figure out what you actually like and
love.
Who you actually are, and then that's where you should, start. It's funny that your last name's Love.
I know, isn't it? I married into
I love it. I love it.
Name. Yeah, thank you. I love it too. Like, I'm like, I really like my name. Like, I honestly
awesome
love
name.
it, you know? Yeah, and it was like, did you change your name? I'm like, nope. Luckily, I married a man with the last name Love, and then, I really like Marley as well. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for
you have a
naming me
really
that,
cool
too.
name.
Thank you. I really like it as well. And it flows with my coaching as well, because it's kind of, love-based, loving yourself,
For sure.
loving Jesus,
Yeah.
So all mixes together.
Yep.
Okay, so I have one last question. What piece of advice would you give someone that is searching for their purpose?
Sure. It's kind of a lot of what we talked about, figuring out you, like, what did you like doing as a child, figuring out what you're most curious about, figuring out what your challenges are, what something that you could do every day that's challenging but both exciting at the same time. And I think that's kind of where you get in this flow state where it's kind of hard to do, but it's so exciting that you want to do it. Do you know what I mean? And then that, I think, is going to lead to, your purpose and all of that. One exercise that my mentor, it's really for finding your passions, but then I think, like, once you understand your passions, you can kind of get your purpose from that, which it definitely helps. At least it helps you figure out, yourself. So it's just, literally write down like all the things, as many things as you can think of, just like on a piece of paper. All the things that light you up, you like doing, that excite you, and just, it doesn't have to be anything like complicated. And then just start comparing them, like the first thing you write down with the second thing, and then which one of those two are you more passionate about? And if it's the first one, then you now compare the first one to the third one, and then you look at those two, and it's like, which one of these am I more passionate about? And then you go through that, and then by the end of it, you have like this number one thing that's like above all these other things that you'd like to do written down. And then that's kind of where you start finding your purpose. And I go into it more depth in the PDF, but there's a lot of it, I think, just comes down to curiosity and, obviously passions and your purpose, and just figuring out your true self and what's aligned with you.
Definitely. Well, I love this. This was an awesome interview. Like, I'm really excited for others to hear this and for them to get excited. Like, it was awesome. Thank you so much for like everything.
Thank you for having me, Marley. Yeah, it was
You're
great.
welcome. Thank you. So, before we end, definitely plug like your website, the group, and anything else that you would like to plug before we end.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to check out the group and the community and everything, and get involved, we have a bunch of cool things coming out soon. So the group is, if you go to megroup.tv, and I could actually do it kind of cool. If you go to megroup.tv/Marley, you can join the group, and or just .tv, whatever you prefer. But /Marley will work as well. And then for all the people listening on the podcast, you can join there. You can get connected to the Facebook group, and then soon we're going to be giving away a free PDF on how to start a business in one day. And then I'm also doing a course that goes right with that, where I'll actually walk you through the steps in the guide, give you more tips and tricks along the way. And also you'll see me actually start a business in one day or, several hours for as, the videos. But it's going to be really cool. Like I said earlier, I want to help people just get over that initial hurdle, that just jump to, start a business and just do it. So you can, a lot of people just think that it takes a lot of time. It doesn't. You can set everything that you need up for your business in one day very easily. And I'll show you in this guide and then in the course if you want to dive in deeper. The course is going to be the first course in our university. So the social media platform is going to be called Me Social, and then the e-learning platform's Me University. And this will be the first course in that. We're going to be adding new courses all the time. And then we're just going to charge a really low monthly membership, and you'll get all of the courses in there. You'll have access to all the courses, at all times. So I'm trying to make it's going to be like a Netflix for entrepreneurs and learning, basically, with just knowledge.
That's going to be awesome. That is going to be amazing, and I'm excited to see all that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited, and I again thank you so much, Michael, for joining me on this podcast, Purposes for All. And everyone, please check out his group and join. And again, if you are on the thin line of thinking about being an entrepreneur, just do it and at least join the group and get the PDF and then the course as well.
Exactly.
That will help.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm building exactly what you need to be in if you're looking to get into entrepreneurship. So even if you have no money at all, you can join for free, get into the Facebook group for free, and get the free PDF as well on how to start a business in one day. So I'm trying to give out massive amount of value for free, even so if someone doesn't have any money at all, they'll be able to get into the entrepreneurship world. And then this is awesome. If you want to follow everything on social media, it's me__group, me_university. My personal social media is just Michael W. Marra, Marra. And we would love to, connect with you. And, if you do join the Facebook group, you can message me and get into contact with me. So, it was awesome. Thank you, Marra.
It was awesome. You are so welcome. And everyone else, remember, you can find your purpose, you can discover it, and you can live a life that you've always dreamed of. So everyone have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.